Oh, you were expecting Lua? Well, no, it was me, AMID! Yeah, in all seriousness, though, yeah, we're going into this with Christy, Roana, and Shadow Knight Pyllis, and ultimately, we get utterly fucked. So, what happens? So, we have AMID, Savior Adin, and Briar, Iseria. I go into this hoping things work out. Unfortunately, they really didn't. So, Adin had attack buff on the very first turn, and as we all know, the one biggest weakness that Shadow Knight Pyllis really has in the start is if you don't get hit a little bit and you're just hit with a nuke straight up, you don't have a lot of build-up defense. So right now, I only have one stack of will. And because of that one stack of will, I'm already at absurdly low HP levels. And of course, a whole bunch of other stupid shit starts happening throughout this. For example, hey, looky there, a dual attack. Wow, that's cool. Surely that's not going to happen again. Oh, cool, another fucking dual attack. So now I'm like, okay, I have one option left. I have to go into Savior Adin, and I have to miss to get some HP back from the counterattack. Unfortunately, that does not happen, and I'm so low, I take one hit, bam, I'm dead. Now, the reason why we did not revive is because Briar, Iseria is there. Fuck this game. Now, on to the next fight. So, here we have Unbound Knight Arowell, we have Edward Elric, and we have Destina, who's there basically for safety. So, we're going into a Ran comp, and in this Ran comp, it's Lilias and Senya. So, ultimately, what we're going to be dealing with here is we're going to be dealing with Senya giving off a gab. At least I'm pretty positive this one gives off a gab. So I know that the big damage is going to come from Lilias. So that's the first target. We have to kill her now before like she does any of her bullshit. So like this isn't going to do too much. It's not so bad. But then here comes this hit. Look at this shit. Fucking ow! So, okay. We can go ahead and we can get a res up right here. It's probably not going to ultimately matter too much, but we need to get, like, big health on Edward. Like, he needs to live, and he needs to deal with a lot of the threats as of right now. So, hey, let's take this time to see if we can strip the Senya. We'll go ahead and do that. Cool, we land it, so we strip her, and we stun her. The goal is still the same. Go into Lilias until she's dead. Because she's ultimately only going to go into Destina. But, like, this hit right here, I thought I might be able to survive it with the barrier that I had. Unfortunately, it was just too much. It was too much damage. And so, right there, with the equivalent exchange, we were able to kill Lilias. And then, like, Senya is super, super low on HP. So, if we just go into her, we should be good to go. We'll kill her. And then we can just slowly work on Ran until we can revive. Oh, cool. Did you see that? Holy sack. I don't see that very often, but, like, yeah, Holy Sack Senyas are very rare, but when they do show up, they're there to, like, really annoy the ever-loving piss out of you. Fortunately, I had a team here that really wasn't afraid of Senya in any way, shape, or form, so the Holy Sack really did nothing. It just kind of wasted one turn. But hey, what's the big thing that Ran does that, like, just really makes you want to end your life? Oh, it's RNL, and he's sure going to proc that a fair amount, isn't he? So right here, I make the decision, okay, so if I miss, cool, we'll just do some revive shenanigans, but if I hit, we'll just end it, and we'll go through this, because I don't use Unbound Knight Arowell too much. So ultimately, the first option actually is what happened. I missed, so now we just have Destina, but, like, honestly, Destina has absolutely no hope, like, there's no chance that she's going to lose here, for two reasons. One, she has type advantage, so the chances of him missing are very, very high. And two, I have absurdly high ER. So he's not, even if he does hit me, he's not going to do any of his shenanigans to me. So it just doesn't matter. So here, I was able to manipulate the CR bar just a little bit. So, like, Ran is the highest he can be on the bar, and I thankfully was able to get my turn with Ed. Now, with this little tiny barrier right there, and with Guardian Ice Crystals, I was able to tank that hit, and then I can get that one hit on Arowell. So then I take this time, I could do either option. I could either boost Edward or I could boost Arowell. I ultimately decided to boost Arowell just in case, like, I needed to tank any kind of hit or whatever. It really didn't matter. But either way, hey, that's that match. Yay, what fun. Hey guys, let's fight AMID again. So this was the team that I ultimately wanted to use the first time. This is the same team that we're fighting last time. It's AMID, Briar, Iseria, and Savior Adin. Now, the big thing that I wanted to try is I wanted to try Christy, Roana, and then Last Rider Krau. Unfortunately, like, you can't really guarantee, like, how it's going to start out, because the beginning of the fight is actually, honest-to-God, RNG, because you do not have a dark unit, so you don't know who Arowell's going to hit. And there's also RNG on, you don't know if Arowell's going to be the one who's going to get the attack buff. You just don't know. Because the RNG on AMID, for who she uses her S3 on, it actually is RNG unless they have a debuff. Because it'll go on any unit unless they have a debuff, and then those are the units that are prioritized. Now, because of that, okay, whatever. So we've managed to kind of recover from where we were. So now all I have to do is I'm just going to wait and bide my time. I've already used one bike, so I'm at stack 1 for bike. That stacks up to 3 times, does big dick damage. Now, what we're going to try and do is, I think we actually have bike now. Either now or it's going to be next turn. So yeah, we actually have it now. So hey, this is bike number 2. How wonderful. Now, this puts Iseria at 1 HP. We did miss on Savior Adin again, but like, we're not too worried about that yet. But there is a mistake that pops up. I'm going to see if I can point it out as soon as I see it. But like right here, Briar Witch is actually fully... she's ready to die. But, oh yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, no. There was nothing I could have done about it. Because Adin had already used her counterattack, so if I were to hit into her again, all she would do is just gain CR bar. So the plan that I was thinking was a mistake was not going into her. Because, like, I think if I were to go into her now, I still wouldn't get a counterattack. Maybe I'm wrong on that, because I think it refreshes every other turn, and I feel like it's been 2. I could be mistaken on that. Like, hey, whatever. So, ultimately, what's happening now is my HP wasn't high enough, and Christy's dead. So, because of that, I mean, we've won. There's no way we're going to lose now. But, ultimately, it sucks that we lost a unit. I kind of consider any time you lose a unit that you do not mean to sacrifice kind of like a failed run. So I consider this kind of like a failure. The one thing in particular that I definitely should have done against some of these AMID, Savior Adin, Briar Witch teams, what I should have really done is I should have done some Dark Corvus, and I need to build regular green Armin, because this is just a team that does nothing but like single target damage. So if I were to like bring Dark Corvus into this, and I was like, you just have him very well protected with like 1 healer, well, fuck, this is free. It's 100% free. But either way, moving on. So now this was a huge fuck up on my part. So for starters, that Kise is actually at 300 speed. So that's 300 fucking speed, and then like also the Senya was also really, really fast. So here's 2 big hits coming in. Not too bad, but here's the breadwinner. Lilias does fucked-hearted damage. Like, look at that shit. So, ultimately, this was a mistake on my part. I brought the wrong red bait. This could easily have been solved with a Rimuru and like a Holiday Euphine kind of setup, because then you'd be able to cleanse, and you'd be able to push up, and like Rimuru gets all his fair and balanced CR push as well, and you'd be able to use that to your advantage to really fuck this team up. But hey, whatever. That's just how it is. So you know what? Fuck it. We've had a pretty miserable first 2 turns. Let's actually have a little bit of fun. So now we're going into 2 lights and a dark. So that's Unbound Arowell, Conqueror Lilias, and Apocalypse Ravi. Now, we have our bait for Apocalypse Ravi, that being Magic Scholar Doris, and then we also have Illynav in the front, and who's that other unit that we have on the very bottom? Well, that would happen to be Bad Cat Armin. Now, she's not even rocking anywhere close to, like, even remotely good gear. It's actually trash. It's completely trash, like, HP gear. So, you couldn't utilize a strategy like this. But to those of you who already understand what I'm doing, you already see what's about to happen. So, the way in which Bad Cat Armin works is every time that she is hit, there is like I think it's a 50% chance, something like that, I'll look into it later, of anytime she's hit, whoever's in the front row will gain a crit damage buff, and will also attack whoever it was who attacked her. So it's another form of counterattack. It's just a much higher chance of counterattack. So, like, if you have a well-built Bad Cat Armin that can just do a lot of harassment with effectiveness, and you have a lot of good bulk as well, you can utilize this strategy to really fuck shit up. Case in point, right here. So we're not getting super, super lucky with Punish procs yet. But I assure you, that is going to change. Good lord, I've talked so much I haven't had a chance to really drink. But yeah, here's where the strategy's really starting to kick in. And the other fun thing about this is, yeah, it's 2 units. It's Unbound Arowell and it's Conqueror Lilias. But Conqueror Lilias brings a unit. So that's essentially 3 hits into your dark unit. So that's just absolutely phenomenal kick-ass chances to activate counterattack on your Illynav. And if you have Elbrus, the chances are even higher. So almost every turn, you're going to get a chance at just like utterly punishing someone with a counterattack. And with the recent buffs that Illynav got, God, any punish hit you get is pretty much signing a death warrant on any of the units that she's going into. It is so much fun. I cannot express in words how much fun this kind of stuff is to do. Which really makes me think, like, yeah, I should actually probably build Bad Cat Armin to be a little bit better, and then I could utilize her into some more, like, Conqueror Lilias shenanigans. But, like, I don't know. This was a very, very rare instance of, like, I'm just fighting some really off-meta kind of stuff, and I really, really like it. It really lets me know, like, how much the Senya Choux meta has really degraded my mind. Like, I honestly think that meta was put in place to make us all stupid. But either way. So here is another mistake that I made. It's not even a big mistake. It's just one of my own personal mistakes. I broke one of my rules where I never try to mirror match. So I'm going into a Destina, so that's a Reviver, and Choux, and a Ae-KARINA. So the thing is, my brain then autopiloted into, okay, so we're going to Dark Corvus this, we're going to Roana this, and then we're just going to go ahead and pick another green unit that's going to make it so that all the blue units are going to go into my Dark Corvus. So, like, I didn't even think about it that I brought in Destina into a Destina. So, not a big deal. It's just something that I personally didn't want to do. Like, I could have easily brought in, like, quite literally any other green unit. Now, for example, one of the green units in particular that the Destina could have easily replaced could very easily be Green Armin. So I'm really going to try and find the time. I'm going to build her. I think Green Armin is something that I can absolutely use, especially into some of the Savior Adin horse shit. But yeah, you probably are noticing that I'm not really talking about this fight very much. Well, in all honesty, that's because there's really nothing to talk about. For example, as soon as this Ae-KARINA has gone into Dark Corvus, oh hey, looky there, he has his S3 back, and now I know I'm going to kill the Ae-KARINA because her HP's too low. So the next chance that Dark Corvus gets, we can just go into her, and it's over. In fact, it's so over, I'm going to be speeding through this, and we're not even going to watch like the rest of the fight. Because, like, you see right there, that was like worst case scenario, getting hit by the Choux S2 into a deaf broken Dark Corvus. I don't care. I'm not scared. And I also have a revive on Destina, so I really don't care. Now, to those of you who are astute, you probably realize that was all edited together. They all died to Dark Corvus's S3. Woohoo! I'm good at video games. But either way, that's the Guild War. So, one thing I do want to go in and talk about real quick. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already very, very well aware of it, but I do feel like I just need to talk about it. The new promotion system, I know like some people have actually been kind of complaining about it. Guys, there's no reason to complain about it. Like the new promotion system is actually broken as fuck. And case in point, if you have a whole bunch of 3-star trash that's just like chilling in your summons lobby, because like, you went on like a big huge like bender of like summoning units and you just have a bunch of regular blooms, if you go into your 5-star tab and try to promote with your regular blooms, it will make it so that you will use those regular blooms to turn them into greater blooms or like the purple blooms. So ultimately, hey guys, promotion just got easy as fuck. So you have no excuse not to have like 6 stars of every unit. Case in point, I'm probably actually, in all honesty, you give me probably like 2 months or so, I think I will have every unit in this game 6-starred. I really don't think it's going to take me long. Because the stigma buffs that we recently got, like where they just changed the stigma system, if you just go into unrecorded history, pick any stage that you want, Me personally, I do Unrecorded History 30, because Arby can quite literally solo it, and then you can just do friendship farming there as well. Oh, hey, cool. I just got like 300 and something fucking stigmas from one run. And that's essentially the same as refreshing the Abyss. That's amazing. So, I've never had more stigmas than I've ever had. So, hey, promote your shit. But either way, hey guys, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. And if you want to see more of my content, go ahead and hit subscribe. I hope to see you again some other time. Later.